Welcome back to the channel, little flexers. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. My name is JW CRE, aka Flex Daddy, and this is the best place to be to learn about the Pokemon TCG. Now, a couple of weekends ago, I went out to a 2K tournament with my trusty Palkia VSTAR deck in preparation for the World Championships that I'm going to be attending in London. Yeah, you know, I was gonna try hard this tournament to not only prepare for Worlds, but also to try to earn some of that sweet, sweet cash so that I can treat myself out to a nice dinner or buy a bunch of extra Pokemon plushies at the store. This is the first vlog that I've ever created for the channel, so if you enjoyed it, please make sure to like and subscribe. If you hated it, please make sure to downvote and leave me a really harsh comment. Now let's get into it. You know I couldn't go looking like a scrub, so peep the fit. If you want to get a shirt like this, you can head on over to flexdaddy.cards/shop. Also saw this really cool bug in my garden on the way out. You know, I had to stop at Chick-fil-A to get some food, got some free chicken minis, but they almost made us late. And I'm gonna get in at 9:05, which gives me about 10 minutes to register. So we're gonna just book it into the center. I don't even know where we're at. I've never been to this venue before, and we're gonna give it a shot. We have arrived safely here in Ashland, the beautiful Myers Convocation Center at Ashland University. So this is my first time here at this event location, and I told Mama we were bringing home the bag, so let's see how we do. And what was the bag, you ask? Well, it was a 2K tournament, which meant that the winner would get $700 cold hard cash. I'm poor as heck, so you know I needed that money. Let's take a look at the venue. Absolutely gorgeous location. You can see that there's a lot of development in the area, which is really nice. Things are definitely on the up and up for the boys and girls over in Ashland, Ohio. Every time I go to a tournament, I just get so excited. And today, there was just something special in the air. Maybe it was that bug that I saw in my garden. But whatever it was, I'm feeling ready. I'm feeling good. Let's take it home. Figured that you guys would probably want to see this Palkia list that I piloted for the event. I modeled it off of the Japanese list that I had seen, and one of the innovations that I was trying out was the 4 Irida with only a single battle VIP pass. A lot of times what happens is if you play the 4 battle VIP pass, they get clogged up in your hands past turn 1. I also only played 2 Cross Switcher with 2 bosses orders. That was pretty interesting as well. And I didn't have a training court, so I opted for a Temple of Sinnoh, but ironically enough, I played enough Arceus throughout the day that the Temple of Sinnoh felt completely fine. So let's get into the matchups. Round 1 finish, and I got extremely lucky against an Arceus Inteleon player. I think he just ended up overbenching, but what was the issue is that I'm only playing 2 boss and 2 Cross Switchers. So if I have to discard those early, then I'm really in a tough spot, and I ended up doing just that. I discarded one of the Cross Switcher and one of the boss off of research early. It was like, why did I get research as the only playable supporter in my hand? Why did I have to discard the cards that I did? But anyway, he had a pretty large bench, which worked in my favor because I was able to take a knockout on some Arceus Vs. Just kind of made it work, and we'll see how we do in round number 2. So round number 2 just finished, and it was a tight one. Oh my gosh, I was again in kind of a weird situation. I was able to get a battle VIP past turn 1 going first, which was really nice, but I missed the turn 2 knockout. I got a turn 2 attack, and I was able to stick a path for a couple turns. But he was playing Arceus Charizard, so I was like really cognizant of having to take out the Charizard. So I powered up a Greninja, which didn't end up mattering, and maybe diverted resources away from a Palkia that I could have used to maybe smooth out the game. It's tough because I had an opportunity to use Greninja, but it would have involved manually retreating. It just wasn't quite working, but I left myself in a position where if I get down to the end game, then I'm up in prizes. And he ended up on his last turn of the game. He probably could have won it, but he Ultra Balls, and he doesn't realize that his second Inteleon is in the prizes. So he has one Inteleon down. He Ultra Balls his entire hand away. He had a Marnie in there, so he could have Marnied my hand, which I had game in hand, which would have been pretty decent. I would have had to draw pretty nicely off of the Marnie. But he ends up Ultra Balling. He doesn't get what he needs because he doesn't have that second Inteleon, and I'm able to take it from there. So really tight game. Both my opponents today have been awesome, and really good players. Just
didn't quite check the prizes there on that one and ended up costing them. And lucky for me, we're moving on to 2-0.
Rounds 3 and 4 were one-sided affairs in my favor, which led me to a 4-0 start with only 5 rounds. This was the seat that I was supposed to sit in for my 5th round match, but we ended up IDing, so it's empty. As I get ready for Top Cut, you can catch me snacking on an RX bar. These are some of my go-tos for tournaments because they taste really good. I think they're somewhat healthy. They have like 4 ingredients in them. They're super small, so they fit in your backpack real nice. I got like a whole pouch dedicated to them. Let's just say I would not turn down an RX bar sponsorship. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite snacks are during tournaments. But it's time to lock in and focus for top 8.
So in top 8, they asked us before we started if we wanted to split. And I said no. You know I'm not going to split at top 8. We were going to get, I think it was $200, but I was like, I've beaten my opponent once before, so it's an Arceus match. If I know what he's playing in his deck, I feel pretty good about doing that. And anyway, I ended up beating him 2-0 in top 8, which was great. Really tight games, super cool dude. But my prizes were horrible both games, and I was just able to come back. And I honestly salivate at the thought of opening an Irida, which I haven't done any of my rounds going second. Irida just opens up so many possibilities for my deck, and I just haven't been able to hit them. But in game 1, I prized my Counter Stadium, prized a Palkia, prized my Choice Belt, so it was like really hard for me to get knockouts, and I just started really awkward, but I was able to make a comeback. I had both games actually utilize the Radiant Greninja to take out both of his Sobbles on his bench, and that was kind of lights out because he wasn't really able to do much. As one of the games I Roxanne and then knocked out both of his Sobbles, and I just knew he had a dead hand, and I was able to take over with Palkia from there. So pretty swift 2-0, but very tight as that matchup can be. So I'm super happy with it. Going on to top 4. Will I split the prize money? I guess you'll have to find out. A really exciting matchup in top 4 against a Mew player. They asked us again before the round if we wanted to split. I said no, and I was able to, after a pretty rough start in game 1, take games 2 and 3. Now, game 3 was my first time today going second that I started in Irida, and thankfully I had the Battle VIP pass in the deck. Now, game 3 was also a little bit sketchy because he bossed up my Palkia on turn 2, but he missed the second energy in order to attack into it and take the knockout. I think if he was able to do that, it would have been kind of close. It would have been kind of a race to see if I could find my Path to the Peak, which is in my prizes. So anyway, he misses the attack. I'm able to get a knockout. He retreats into a Meloetta. I'm able to get a knockout on that Meloetta with my Palkia. He still doesn't have a knockout. He has to swing in for like 230 or something. I am then able to go into a Radiant Greninja and poke both of his Mew VMAXs. He has no way to shuffle back in because his board is 2 Mews and 4 Genesect, so he can't use the Mew V's attack to shuffle in his Mew VMAX. I'm able to take from there because there's just too much damage on the board, so I'm stoked that we were able to get that win in top 4, because that means that I basically just won like $200. So I think I might look to split the finals depending on the matchup. It's either going to be an Arc Intel or a Palkia, so I'm going to go over there and just check out what they have in their lists if I feel like I can beat them. Otherwise, probably going to split the finals and be happy with like $500 or whatever it is. Well, it was an extremely solid day. Ended up splitting the finals, so that put us both at $525. It was a mirror match, so I didn't want to, do anything weird there. I didn't want to get donked or have just bad starts. I don't know. It was a coin flip mirror match on the Palkia deck, and I just felt like I would take the extra $200, treat myself to a nice meal in London. But I am stoked, dude. We only dropped 1 game on the day, and that was to the Mew VMAX player in game 1 of top 4. Didn't lose another game. Split the finals. 500 bones. Baby, I'm coming home with the money. Let's go.
All in all, solid day. That's going to do it for me today, guys. God bless. If I don't see you soon, I'll see you later. And remember, good luck and also have fun.